Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from Mediaite, like the Associated Press, this is where the media gets and collects their marching orders and narratives, and I want you to pay close attention. So if you're new to the channel, what we do here on the BuzWeaver channel is we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the tumult, we take the confusion and the media framing, and we break it down into very simple terms, and we also contrast that with reality. And what we see here from Mediaite, who sets the tone for the rest of the media, is exactly the opposite of what they do when it's a Democrat president. So now that it's Donald Trump, they have to find quotes, and they have to find phrases, and they have to find framing to make him look as bad as possible. And I'm so glad that the American people were able to figure all this out with the lawfare that went on against Donald Trump and why he was so successful in his win in the election, because people are really kind of tired of all this. And I have a graph that I'm going to be posting on TikTok later that illustrates people's frustration. So, from Mediaite, 12 most painfully psychopathic comments from Trump's Kim Jong II style cabinet meeting. So the snark has already begun. President Donald Trump assembled his cabinet Wednesday for a 2-hour meeting in which every official seated at the table went out of their way to fawn over him. One by one, the Trump officials, many clad in red ties identical to the president, and all seated with red MAGA hats before them, took turns praising the leader for the impact they believe he has made over the first 100 days of his second term. The lengthy praise fest left many observers scratching their heads. Would it be possible to have a cabinet meeting without Kim Jong II style tributes? Conservative commentator Ann Coulter asked. Now, I want to point out that a lot of the basic principles and philosophies that Ann Coulter has are very similar to mine as a staunch conservative, and that is the principles and philosophies of the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. But Ann Coulter has a personal beef with Donald Trump, so that's kind of why they wanted to throw that in there. It's really kind of, for pundits like myself and people that cover this type of commentary, these are things that they throw in there to really kind of irritate us. And so that's why I'm kind of just outlining it for you to show you the wording and the phrasing and the manipulation and framing that they're using. Here are the 12 most over-the-top examples of Trump's cabinet officials kissing up to him. Attorney General Pam Bondi. President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other president in this country. Ever. Never seen anything like it. Thank you. As a matter of fact, you know what we do here on the BuzWeaver channel is we have the BuzWeaver archive. And for years, I have always used this one link to show that Joe Biden only had 19 things outlined, and it fit on one page of the official site. And guess what? It's now gone. It is not here. So I had to then do some digging and find. Now this is the same image they used for the 19 things. This right here, the issues. But here they only have 7 things listed. They've got economy. They've got investing in America. They've got American leadership, domestic policy, and healthcare, and then last I think is energy and climate. So 7 things here, and we've covered this here on the BuzWeaver channel before. The 7 things that they have done. It was a total actually of 19 things, as we see here from Simon Tebe, and of course it ended up totaling 19 things. However, very few of these things were actually accomplished or accomplished in any meaningful way. And the thing here, too, is I tried to find what the original 19 items and articles were combined together, so I had ChatGPT look them up. Historic job creation, American Rescue Plan, inflation reduction, and these sorts of things. None of this was on the original website. As a matter of fact, on the original, they focused a lot on progressivism and progressive ideology, philosophies, and worldviews. And you don't see any of that here, I think, except under... None of them, actually. None of these cover it. Why? Because, here it is, democracy, equality, and justice. And so this is what comprised most of those 19 things from the original. So democratic principles, this is new. This was added. Combating hate, that was on the original. Advancing equality and racial justice, that was on the original. That was pretty much it. And then they had a few little tidbits on the economy. But it's hilarious that they took it down. And I just wanted you guys to see, they actually took it down. I never even screenshotted it because I never thought that they would take it down. But what they did is they just fluffed it back up because he lost on all those 19 issues. So they had to come back in and redo it again, and then add these additional fluffs on the right here. This is extraordinary, and I wanted to point this out to you guys. It's gone. I mean, the things that he did are gone right here. And it's just, and I've always had this one too, because this was the one I also had. And this was all of Trump's accomplishments in his first year. And this thing is massive. It has hundreds of things on here. And I'm not even, I'm 1/16th into how long this is of what Trump accomplished. But it is extraordinary to me. And the reason I pulled this up too is because I remember years ago, this is just kind of a side note, that I had this graph and so forth on same-sex marriages and the banning of gay marriage, and I had it all broken down, and the only source I could find on this again was on Wiki. But again, that's a side item, and I don't want to lose track of what we're doing here. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, of course, he's talking about it. So they pick up each of these different ones, and they're all talking about Donald Trump and what he's accomplished and what he's done. And this fawning, as they keep saying, is no different than what they did with Joe Biden. I mean, the way Joe Biden dressed, the way he acted, the way he carried himself, it was a constant trove of just compliments and pleasantries about Joe Biden and what he was doing. And that's why I went back to that's why I thought this was funny. Because why did they take this down? If Joe Biden had done such an amazing job and had pointed out such amazing things, why is it not here anymore? And so Special Advisor Elon Musk, now, of course, his assignment is temporary, or was temporary, right? And so they're going to probably try to take some sort of credit for him leaving, that they were able to drive him out. But it was a temporary appointment, so that everyone knows here, and I know that you do because you watch the BuzWeaver channel. Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, she's amazing. And so each of the different quotes or interactions that they had with each of these. Now, you can check this out yourself. Go to Mediaite and do that. But I was blown away when I came here to do this as part of the source of this video and found that this was not here. I really was. But here is what's here. And I saw this yesterday. ABC, NBC, and CBS slapped Donald Trump with 92% negative coverage as 100th day of second term approaches, study finds. So TV News hates Trump's second term just as much as they detested his first one. 92% negative, ladies and gentlemen. 92% negative. You see, his first one was 72%. And if you add all these presidents up here, 76. That's Clinton, Bush, and Obama. That's 76. Is obviously a little more than 62. But certainly not as much as 92%. So it's no mystery. It should be no mystery any longer as to the fact that the Democratic Party is nothing more than an extension, or the media is nothing more than an extension of the Democratic Party. That's just all there is to it. It's fascinating to me to see that when I go back and look even through my own archives, I have to do backup and secondary and or redundant searches to try to find the content that I had originally. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's gone, right? Because everything that was on there from Joe Biden, and this is like his entire term, is gone. Because everything he did there failed. And I mean, Kamala Harris just on her own failed. And they lost, $1.6 billion and were $20 million in debt. But I welcome your thoughts and opinions and comments down in the comments section. I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, and even TikTok for your guys' continued support. And you guys here on YouTube, of course, you always are amazing. Thank you so much. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to include X, as I get my information there as well, because this is where rational people kind of collect and gather their information. You guys can check those out down there below, as well as my affiliate links. That's to Amazon, as well as to VPN, my virtual private network, Trust Zone. You guys can check those out. But of course, your likes, your shares, and your comments help out the channel, and it is greatly appreciated here in 2025. But nonetheless, guys, appearing there on the screen for all of you who are watching on the YouTubes, that'd be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.